back.
Hello, my name is Denise Kinsella, and I'm talking to you from Santa Monica in Southern California. I've been the Associate Dean of International Education here for 12 years, and I am proud to be at SMC. I'm excited to share with you this morning some of the things that make Santa Monica College such a great place to be as a student, and many of the opportunities that are available to you. So let me just share my screen with you. All right, so thanks for this opportunity to introduce you to Santa Monica College. We are a community college offering the first 2 years of university level education to students like you. We then assist you in transferring to top universities such as UCLA, Stanford University, and Columbia University in New York, where you can complete your last 2 years of education for your bachelor's degree. SMC is located in the United States in the state of California. We are west of Los Angeles, and our main campus is about 2 miles from the Pacific Ocean and beaches. So our students spend a lot of time on the boardwalk by the beach, surfing, skateboarding, as you see. It's a lot of fun down there. Our location in Los Angeles County gives our students prime access to internships and informational field trips in locations such as Silicon Beach for our computer science and interaction design students, the Port of Los Angeles for our import-export and global trade and logistics business students, the LA Fashion District for fashion design and merchandising, Hollywood in the Entertainment District for film production, animation production and design, and the LA Financial District for our management and other business students. During the Safer at Home period, Santa Monica College is offering our full complement of classes through safe remote modalities. Most classes for the fall 2020 term are being offered on a flexible time frame, allowing you to participate at times that are convenient for you. You can log in to watch videotape lectures and communicate with your instructor and classmates through online platforms set up in the student portal. Other classes are offered on a scheduled time frame, allowing you to log in and participate in a live lecture over Zoom, Google, or another platform. Students can enroll in 1 or 2 classes or in a full course of study. We hope to be back on ground for the spring 2021 semester, but we don't know for certain yet. We're waiting for word from state and local authorities about what we will be permitted to do. If we're still in an online modality, you can be assured of receiving the same world-class education that you would receive if you were in person. While most of our classes are offered online only temporarily, Santa Monica College has several degrees that can be completed completely online, even when we go back to in-person studies. If studying from home is the best option for you, Santa Monica College will be here to help you meet your academic goals. Completing a semester or a full associate's degree online may make it easier to obtain a student visa to study in the US in the future. Remember, SMC's online courses are worth the same credit as our in-person courses. There is no difference on the SMC transcript between courses taught online and those taught in person. In addition to the associate degrees on the screen, SMC offers online associate degrees for transfer, online certificates, and general education courses to meet graduation and transfer requirements. Our online support services are available even when we offer in-person instruction. Many of our online classes are offered through the Canvas platform. The Canvas dashboard lists all of your online classes and has a handy to-do list that's automatically populated with your assignments and your upcoming exams. The Canvas platform organizes your class information all in one place. You'll find the class syllabus, assignments, videos, texts, and other resources within the class portal. You can communicate with your professor and classmates right in the portal. This is your virtual classroom. Students who are planning for a successful future choose Santa Monica College for so many reasons. We interviewed them recently, and they talked to us about their top 5 reasons for choosing Santa Monica College and being excited to study here. Reason number 5 was our distinguished faculty. Santa Monica College's academic excellence is driven by nearly 1,400 professors and instructors with distinguished credentials representing the best in their fields. We have award-winning authors, filmmakers, scientists, you name it. They teach at SMC because they believe in the power of the student-teacher connection and in your ability to fulfill your dreams and make a difference in the world. In the last 2 years alone, SMC has hired professors who've taught at UCLA, USC, and more, and they're graduates of institutions like the Ivy League schools Brown and Cornell University, UCLA, and other prestigious universities. SMC's professors are here to teach, not just to do research. So you will get a world-class education in a much smaller classroom setting. Counselors across 55 offices and programs at SMC form the largest student support network in California to support your needs and ensure that you get to your goal of transfer or a career as soon as possible. Our alumni often tell us regularly something that we already know, that their experience at SMC exceeded their academic experience at UC Berkeley, Columbia University, and other top schools. The reason is simple. The hands-on support SMC provides to students is unparalleled and makes a huge difference in our student success. The breadth of choices at SMC is mind-blowing. From liberal arts to sciences, accounting to film production, SMC's career and transfer-oriented programs rival the nation's best universities. New courses are constantly being developed, including career-focused programs developed with direct input from industry advisors. Just in the past 10 years, SMC faculty crafted over 300 new courses in 58 subject areas to provide our students with cutting-edge, relevant instruction and learning opportunities. If you're undecided about your major, you can begin with the foundational liberal arts curriculum, and SMC's international education counselors will help you find and enter the major that's right for you. On the screen, you see some of the more popular degrees among our international students. But if you don't see what you're looking for, remember that we offer close to 100 different degree and certificate programs, and we can find the program that's right for you. In the 2+2 system available in the United States, SMC offers the same lower division courses for the first 2 foundational years of baccalaureate programs as UC, California State University, and other 4-year campuses, and all of this at a fraction of the cost. Students who start at SMC save tens of thousands of dollars while benefiting from rigorous smaller classes, personalized counseling, and great professors whose focus is teaching instead of research. Transfer students from community colleges are the group most likely to actually graduate from university. So not only is SMC much more financially viable, it will increase your likelihood of succeeding at a university when you transfer. As you can see, the cost to attend SMC is very affordable. Tuition is about $9,000 per year, and the total cost of living expenses, tuition, books, etc., is just under $29,000 per year. Scholarships are available to students who have enrolled and have completed at least 1 semester. Scholarship awards are based on various criteria, including a student's academic performance at SMC. International students at SMC have the opportunity to participate in internships in their major field of study, both during their studies for up to 20 hours per week and after they've completed certain certificates, after earning an associate degree, and after completing the Bachelor in Interaction Design degree. While most community colleges do support international student internships after graduation, many do not support internships during studies, so this sets Santa Monica College apart from other community colleges. Students who participate in an internship not only gain valuable experience that will help you in transferring to university or in applying for jobs, but also help you determine whether your chosen field is a good fit for you. If you find that it's not, our counselors are here to help you fine-tune your career goals and to find a better fit. Students who complete internships have a better understanding of what they need to focus on when they return to the classroom to continue their studies. The number one reason that students choose Santa Monica College is that we are best known for our university transfer rate. About 800 international students each year transfer onto university. This slide shows some of our most notable recent transfer statistics. Remember, if you start at SMC, you have a greater likelihood of succeeding when you transfer to university of your choice for the final two of your 2+2 education. Transfer agreements with schools such as UC Irvine, Cal State Northridge, and the American University in Paris make transfer easy for our qualified students. One reason that our students are so successful when they transfer is the classroom experience they receive at SMC. If you were to head straight to university, class sizes are really large. Lectures are often for a few hundred to over 1,000 students in one classroom. At SMC, the majority of classes have only 18 to 25 students. Also in a university, until you get to your senior year or year 4, grading of papers and feedback is often given by graduate students, whereas at Santa Monica College, all of your instruction is going to be provided by our professors. At SMC, you'll also have access to research labs and facilities that at a university you generally have to wait to access until your senior year. Tutoring and support services for our students is free. We want to make sure that all of our students are successful, so we provide the help you need both in and outside of the classroom to have a positive experience. With our resources and outstanding academic reputation, Santa Monica College has attracted the largest international population of any community college in California. Our top 5 student populations come from China, South Korea, Japan, Sweden, and Indonesia. We currently have about 50 or 60 students from Turkey. Our transfer numbers speak for themselves. Students from Santa Monica College transfer to some of the best universities in the state and in the country. Students are able to form friendships and explore personal interests through the special interest clubs and extracurricular activities on campus. Many of our students are particularly interested in the engineering club, the chemistry club, the future medical professions club, the business or film club, and especially in the International Student Forum. While the campus is closed, clubs are meeting remotely, and there are online activities as well, including dance performances, lectures, and hangouts. Our International Education Center sponsors 2 events for our students each week. On Tuesdays, we have an unstructured hangout where students meet to talk about whatever is on their minds. And on Fridays, we have a planned presentation and conversation topic. We usually have some games. You're welcome to join these events even before you become a student. So follow us on Instagram to receive the link to these events. Santa Monica College is located in a residential neighborhood, so housing is easy to arrange. Most of our students live in apartments with other students, or they rent rooms with local families who help introduce them to the community. Our housing coordinator can help students select the option that is best suited for them. You can get around Santa Monica and West Los Angeles easily. Dedicated bike paths throughout the city and along the coast make biking a pleasant, safe, and affordable option. You're able to ride the Big Blue Bus for free with your SMC ID card. And you can take the Metro Light Rail to Culver City, where there's a large student population, and on to downtown Los Angeles for music and sporting events or to go shopping. The application process is easy and completely online. Each applicant is assigned to one of our personal admissions coaches who you see on the screen there. They'll answer all of your questions and guide you through the application process. I hope this brief introduction to Santa Monica College's programs and services has been valuable. We're the right destination for students who want to transfer to university, as well as for students who want a shorter study program to sharpen their professional skills. You're welcome to contact me anytime if you have questions about Santa Monica College. And I will stick around now for a few minutes to answer any questions that you have here after the presentation. Let's see. Okay, so I am taking a look at your questions now. Thank you so much for all of your questions. I'll do my best to get through all of them. The first question, what are the required documents for Santa Monica? Is my GPA important for acceptance? We have a wide variety of classes. We have honors classes for students who did really well. We have basic skills classes for students who struggled. I know for me, I really struggled with math when I was in high school. And so when I entered college, I was able to take a basic skills class in math. But I did really well in English, so I took the honors English classes when I entered college. And we have those opportunities here at Santa Monica as well. So GPA is not very important. We're going to help you wherever you are. We are looking for, right now during the online modality, if we're only offering online classes or you want to join our fall online classes, we still have classes starting at the end of September and the end of October. We're looking for your passport, for proof of English proficiency, so you can take the ITEP test or TOEFL or IELTS. One of those tests can prove English proficiency. And we would need your high school transcripts. If you submit those documents, we can admit you for online-only instruction. For those of you who are hoping to come to Santa Monica and want the visa, we would also need, at this point, an essay talking about your reason for coming to the US, and that prepares you for the visa interview. We need proof of financial ability. We saw earlier that the cost here is about almost $29,000 per year, including your living expenses. So you would need to show that in your financial documents. And again, of course, your passport. So it's a fairly simple admissions process. We have a question, what are the requirements to enter the master's program? Santa Monica College does not offer the master's degree. We are offering just the first 2 years of the bachelor's degree. And then we help students transfer on for 2 more years to complete their bachelor's degree, and you would do your master's after that. After Santa Monica College, are you transferring to the USA universities? Yes, that's one of our strong points. We have an entire transfer center full of counselors who help you transfer on to other universities in the United States to finish your bachelor's degree. Do we have 1+1 associate dual degree programs with any Turkish universities? No, at this point, we don't have established 1+1 degree programs. But if you have done work at the university in Turkey, we can take a look at that work and often give you credit for the classes that you completed in Turkey so that you would spend less than 2 years at Santa Monica College in order to earn a degree. You do have to complete at least 30 units, which is half of your studies at SMC in order to earn the degree here. So you could potentially complete the other half at your university in Turkey. Do you have any academic cultural sharing scholarships? I'm not familiar with that, with cultural sharing scholarships. We do have scholarships available, but I don't know if they're exactly the type that you're talking about. Again, our scholarships are available to students after their first semester here, and they are based on your activity here at the college. We look at GPA, we look at your involvement in college clubs and activities, and that's how we determine the scholarship recipients. You saw on the slide, we gave about $750,000 in scholarships back in 2019, and we duplicated that in 2020. Again, we gave about $750,000 worth of scholarships to our students this past spring. Let's see, admission requirements, scholarships, we've talked about that. Do we have any Turkish faculty members? We do. We do have a few Turkish faculty members here. Language requirements. You need, if you take the ITEP, I believe it's a score of 3 on the ITEP. If you're taking the TOEFL test, we're looking for a score of 45 on the internet-based test. So moderate, like intermediate language ability. If you don't meet those language requirements, Santa Monica College does have an intensive English program. We accept students into our intensive English program at the beginning of every month. So we just passed the beginning of September, so our next intake for the intensive English program is October. And there is, of course, no English requirement to enter the intensive English program. So you can always start there. And we work with you to prepare you to enter our academic program. Do you have any certificate programs for graduated? Yes, we do have certificate programs that are appropriate for students who already have a bachelor's degree or already have a master's degree. So contact us offline about what you're interested in, and we can introduce you to those programs. Does participating in student exchange programs and interning abroad or at home help you to get scholarships? Sometimes. There are some scholarships that are specifically for students who have done study abroad, or who have international experience, or who are international students like all of you would be. So that is an advantage for certain scholarships. We have hundreds of different over 400 different scholarships that we offer, and they really just depend on the wishes or the interests of the donor. These are private scholarships, private money that's donated by people in our community, and some of them are interested in your cultural background or your international experience. Others are interested in your maybe studies in the STEM, in science or technology or the medical fields. It really just depends on the particular scholarship that we're looking at. Let's see. Do we have online ESL? Right now we do. Our intensive English program is offered completely online. It's a real-time program. So you log on to class at 6 p.m. California time. I'm not sure what time that is in Turkey, but it would be 6 p.m. California time, and it's a 4-hour class that you would take every day, Monday through Friday. You are being taught by your teacher. You can ask questions in real time. You can talk to your classmates in real time. It's a real-time intensive English class. When we transfer to university for bachelor degree, can we transfer all lessons which we had at Santa Monica, or we may need to take some of them? If you follow our transfer plan, the courses that we recommend for you, then you would not need to retake any classes at the university. So we really encourage you to meet with our counselors every single semester and double check the classes that you're planning to take, as well as talk about the universities that you want to transfer to. Education is not standardized here in the United States. So every university has their own intake requirements and class requirements. So it's important for us to know what your university goals are, and you may need some classes for certain universities and different classes for other universities. So we need to know as soon as you know which universities you're interested in, so that we can help you as early as possible to take the correct classes. We don't want you to waste time. We don't want you to waste money. We want to make sure that you really only take the classes that you need and that will count for your university transfer. Do you have any online programs without going to California? And yes, we do. We have many online degree and certificate programs where you would never have to come to California to complete them. We also have those same courses offered in person. So if you were to start online and you wanted to come in person to complete your classes on ground, that's an option. But if you prefer to remain in Turkey or not in California to study from someplace else, you can also complete those degree and certificate programs completely online. If you look at our website and search for SMC online, you'll see a complete list of those degrees and certificates. And if you contact me after this program, I can also help to guide you to that and answer the questions that you may have about those particular programs. Let me just stop for a second to type my email address into the chat so that it's easy for you to contact me. All right, so there's my email address. Let me go back to your questions. We do not have postgraduate programs. I mentioned that. Is there any changing about start date and application deadlines? There's no change about the start date of our programs. Those are all pretty set in stone, but the application deadlines are very flexible now because students don't need that extra time to apply for a visa. So we are accepting applications all the way up to the beginning of classes. If you go online and actually past the beginning of the semester. So right now, for example, we are still accepting applications for the fall semester because we do have these classes that are starting at the end of this month as well as at the end of October. If you go into our online application system, it was not built for this COVID environment, and you may not see fall 2020 as an option. So what you would do if you want to apply for fall is to choose the next available term and then just put a message in your application. There's a little message center there, and you would put a message in your application telling your admissions coach that you're actually interested in studying for fall 2020. Or if you are applying late for spring, same thing. Just say that you're interested in applying for spring 2021, and we can change the application start date from our side so that it reflects the correct date. It's easy to communicate with us through the online application about any special circumstances that you may have or any flexibility that you need. How can you get a scholarship? We have a scholarship application. You need to complete it by December if you're enrolled here at the college in the fall semester, and submit it, and then scholarships are awarded during the spring. So we have our scholarship office here on campus. They have a website on our smc.edu webpage, and you would just apply through that website. We do have a number of representatives in Turkey. If you want specific representatives or you want a recommendation for a representative, you can email me and I can provide that to you after this presentation. More questions about online programs. I think we've talked about that. Career opportunities in the US for international students after graduation. There are career opportunities, particularly in medical fields, for international students after graduation. It's not something that is guaranteed, of course. You do need to not only get the job, but also get the visa to be able to work here. After graduation, we have the optional practical training internship opportunity. We help you find a job for your internship. So you would have 1 year after graduation to work through the OPT program on your F1 visa. If you wanted to stay to establish a permanent career here in the US after that OPT, or after you graduate from your bachelor's or master's level program, then you would need to find a company that would sponsor your visa. We do have an attorney that comes and talks to our students a couple times a year about these options and about how to make yourself, put yourself in a better position to take advantage of these career options after graduation. Oh, and someone is asking, how is the wildfire situation in your area? Thank you so much for asking about that. Of course, it's a huge concern for our state. We do have a number of wildfires because we have so much open space and so much forest here in the state. Santa Monica College is not close to that at all. We can see the smoke from the mountains, but the mountains are miles and miles away. So, you know, it's definitely a concern, but it's not a safety issue for us because of where we're located here by the ocean. We also have much better air quality, so we're lucky to be here by the ocean where the smoke can blow out to the sea. But I do thank you for asking about that because, of course, it's a huge concern for all of us. What are the advantages of studying community colleges compared to universities? So some of the advantages that we talked about are that the community college class size is so much smaller. So you're going to get a lot of one-on-one and small group attention from your professor. Your professors are here because they want to engage with students. They may be doing their research, but they want students involved in that research. So they'll bring their research into the class and you get to be a participant in that. And they're going to spend most of their time with students, not stuck in a lab or not away from the campus doing research that doesn't involve their students. So I would say that that's the biggest advantage of studying at a community college and studying at Santa Monica College in particular. Another advantage is the cost. You are getting the same the same curriculum here at SMC for year 1 and year 2 as you would if you went to UCLA from the first year, or to UC Berkeley from the first year, or to even Harvard University. The same curriculum, but you're paying much, 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 much less than you would if you went to those universities. My daughters are about your age. They're looking at colleges right now, and they're looking at price tags of $40,000 a year, $60,000 a year, $100,000 a year at well-known universities, compared to $9,000 a year for tuition here at Santa Monica College. And they're really seeing, and considering, where can I get the most value for my money? They don't want to have lots of student debt after they graduate from university. They want to be able to own a home right away. So they are looking at community college as their first step to save that money, as well as to get that great educational experience. Another advantage of starting at a community college with only sophomore and freshman students is that you have more leadership opportunities. We have so many clubs, over 100 different clubs on our campus, and every one of those clubs has a leadership board, a president, a vice president, a treasurer, a secretary, and those positions are going to freshmen and sophomores because those are the students that we have here. So you get those leadership opportunities where you probably wouldn't get them quite so soon at the university, because it's going to be your senior students who are going to take those leadership opportunities and campus jobs. Let's see. I think I've lost my place. Here we go. Any special opportunities for graduated civil engineers here at the college? I don't know. It really depends on your personal interests. If you're interested in enhancing your skills with some other classes, then we would be able to talk about those opportunities for you. I'm in college now. Do I take the lessons I took before? Most likely you would not take the same classes. You would present your university or your college transcripts to us. Our counselors would take a look, and if they are the same as what we teach here at the college, then you would get transfer credits for those classes that you already took at the college level, even though you took them in Turkey. If they're different, then you would, obviously you would take the new classes here. Are there any Turkish restaurants in your area? Yes, there are some wonderful Turkish restaurants. There are Middle Eastern markets that have Turkish ingredients. So if you do your own cooking, you can find those ingredients here too. Is Santa Monica a small city? Yes, we're a very small city. We're like a beach resort town. It's really a tourist destination, not really a big business city. But we're very close to downtown Los Angeles. So we get the benefits of that big city without having the big city environment here in Santa Monica. I think we're not allowed to build buildings over 3 stories high, and almost everything here is pretty small. It's easy to get around Santa Monica because it is so small. And it's a young population because of the college. We're a big draw to the city. We have a lot of our students living in town, and so there's a really vibrant nightlife. This is also a very attractive place for professors, not just from Santa Monica to live, but also professors from places like UCLA, which is just 15 minutes away, from USC, which is just 30 minutes away, and from some of the other colleges and high schools in the area. So there are young families here, and a lot of like 20-something or teenage people who are on the beach, they're on the boardwalk, they're at karaoke, they're playing billiards. There's all kinds of opportunities to go out and have fun and to meet young people here. Information about the living costs at Santa Monica. So housing, I would say an average apartment not too close to the water costs about $1,000 for an apartment with 1 or 2 bedrooms. So most of our students are sharing those apartments and splitting the costs. You can definitely find apartments that are much more expensive than that. They can go up to $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month, depending on whether it's a high rise or whether it has an ocean view. You know, there are lots of expensive options and lots of affordable options. There are also homestay options. Homestays run about $750 to $800 and can include meals. So that can be a nice option for students. There are ways to live affordably, and there are ways to spend lots of money here. So when you do come, you need to really think carefully about what your budget is and what you can afford. And we have Teresa in our staff who can talk to you about budgeting and about selecting an apartment and living a lifestyle that's affordable for a student. Have I been to Turkey? Not yet. I was talking with Bursa before this. Turkey is on my bucket list. I really want to go. And I had an opportunity several years ago, not too long ago, here with the college. I was going to lead a group of faculty and staff to Turkey for a 3-week study program. I was really excited about that opportunity. But then unfortunately, there was the bombing in Istanbul and we were not permitted to go. So I know that things are calming down quite a lot in your country and that your country is much more stable. And I'm really hoping within the next year or two to come to Turkey in person and maybe to meet some of you. Do we have dorms on our campus? We do not have dormitories on our campus, but we are located in a residential neighborhood. So we have apartments within walking distance. We have a lot of single family homes where the families are renting rooms to students. The majority of our students don't live in the homes though. They want the independence and they want roommates that are their own age. So the majority of our students are living in apartments, either just down the street or maybe one bus ride away. A lot of our students like to live near the water, and so they're living in some of the more expensive apartments, but they share with a lot of students, so the cost isn't very high, maybe 3 or 4 students in an apartment, so that it's really affordable. Let's see. Can students work on campus? Yes, many of our students work on campus, and our international students have a great reputation of being very solid, trustworthy employees. We have 5 student workers who work in our department. If you come to our Friday mingle or our Tuesday hangout, you can meet them because they run those events. So there are lots of opportunities to work on campus. And there are also lots of OPT, optional practical training options. The majority of our students want to do OPT, and we have an immigration team who work to help you apply for OPT. We also have a career center that helps you find OPT, like internship opportunities, and many of our professors are well connected in the industries around here, around the Los Angeles area, and they're also good sources of information about internships. Language requirements. We are looking for, if you're entering our intensive English program, there is no English language requirement at all. If you're entering our academic program, we're looking for a TOEFL score of 45 or an ITEP score of 3. Our IELTS score is 5. Somebody is asking if we accept Duolingo. Unfortunately, we found that Duolingo does not give us a good idea of whether our students are going to be successful or not. So we don't accept the Duolingo score, but I know a lot of people like Duolingo because you can take that test from home. And I want to just also let you know about ITEP. I'm just typing that into the chat. ITEP is also a very reputable test that gives us a much better understanding of how successful students are going to be, and helps us, to select the right classes for them. ITEP is also a test that can be taken from home, and the scores are available right away, usually the same day. So if you're looking for something that you can take from home, I would recommend the ITEP, as we don't accept Duolingo. How is the coronavirus situation in California? It's not where we want it to be, that's for sure. It really spiked this summer. A lot of people were not being careful because it was so hot. People were going down to the beach and weren't wearing masks and weren't practicing social distancing too much. So we saw a spike this summer, which is why we're still in a remote teaching modality. We're seeing that go down a bit, and we're hoping that the trend stays the same. We're hoping that people will understand how important it is to be careful and to wear their masks. And we know that if people can just follow those guidelines, that we are going to be in a safe modality very soon. We are waiting for guidance from our local and state government agencies and health agencies about how to open our campus safely, maybe to smaller groups of students. We may have the opportunity, we're hoping to be back on ground completely in the spring semester, but we're also realistically looking at how slow, how long it's taking us to get a handle on the coronavirus. And so we're also thinking about how we would move forward if we are still in a remote modality for the spring semester. And we're looking at possibly offering hybrid courses where our international students in particular could come onto campus from time to time, but also would be able to study safely from home most of the time. We'll have information about that very soon, and we'll be posting that on our websites and sharing that with our partners in Turkey as soon as we know for certain how we're going to move forward with the spring semester. Do I wear a mask? Yes, I actually, I'll show you. I sew quite a lot. And so I've had a good time making my own masks. This is one of my masks, and it's reversible. So if I am wearing brown, I can wear the other side. I have masks in all different colors to go with my outfits. I got the pattern for these masks here. This goes more with my outfit today from this side. I got the pattern from a nurse who really taught me about the different materials that would make the mask safe, protecting other people as well as providing me with some protection. So I've had a good time with making those masks and matching them to my outfits. And I wear my masks regularly. I'm here in my office completely by myself right now, which is why you don't see a mask on my face, because there's no one here to be affected by me. In the hybrid system, do you think coming to campus will be optional or mandatory? So if you take a hybrid class, you are required to come to campus the number of times that the class says you have to. So what we're talking about is trying to keep students as safe as possible, and maybe requiring one on-campus check-in or maybe two on-campus check-ins and no more than that. So you would actually be studying the majority of the class from home, but you might come to campus one time, and we would probably stagger that so that students came at different times and didn't really come into contact with each other. But with the hybrid system, it is mandatory if you're in a hybrid class to come to campus for that, at least that one check-in. Do we need to take an exam to transfer to university after we graduate from SMC? Generally not. It's really up to the university whether they require an entrance exam or not. Sometimes the SAT exam is required by universities, but not usually for transfer students. So it's very rare, in fact, for our students to have to take an exam to get into a university. I almost never hear of that. And I think that's the end of our questions.
Denise, there are a few questions in the chat box.
Okay, let me pop over there. Let's see. Somebody is asking again about the requirements for enrollment. So you need to submit an application in our online application system. If you go to this, I'll type the address in the box here. If you go to IEFT and create an account, you'll enter the application system and all of the requirements are listed there. So you fill in your personal information, you upload a copy of your passport or your birth certificate if you don't have a passport, upload a copy of your transcripts. If you're applying for the academic program, you would upload an essay. There's a general requirements sheet that talks about the requirements to be an F1 student in the United States. You just read through that and sign it and upload that. There's a $75 application fee that you would need to pay. Let's see, what have I forgotten? Oh, and proof of English proficiency. So you would upload your scores from your ITEP or your TOEFL or your IELTS. If you went to a school, a high school that taught all of their classes in English, so they taught their science classes in English, their math classes in English, then you could upload those transcripts and we can actually use that in place of like a TOEFL score, for example. So if you went to one of the international schools or any other school where the modality is English, then that would meet your English proficiency requirement. If there are any special requirements based on what we see in your documents, then we would email you about that. And then finally, you would need to upload a bank statement showing that you have the financial ability to support yourself or that someone is supporting you while you're here in the United States. Do you have partner companies that we can do internship with during our education or after? Yes, we do. We do have partnerships with companies in the Santa Monica area, and we would connect those with you through our Career Services Center. We actually have internship classes where you can take an internship class. We connect you with the internship with the company, and you get class credit and generally, you know, earn a little stipend for that internship as well. Oh, that's maybe not a question. I'm seeing some things in Turkish, and I'm sorry I don't read Turkish, so maybe somebody can help me if there are questions in Turkish.
I just replied it.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
So I think you covered all the questions.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything new. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate all of your great questions. And please do contact me if any other questions come up or if you need any help with the application process. You will be assigned to a personal admissions coach, but I am also available to help you if you have questions before that coach gets connected to you.
Thank you very much, Deniz. It was very informative webinar. So is there anything you would like to add before we say goodbye about Santa Monica, about international education around there?
Yeah, I want to mention that we have one of the largest international student populations of any community college in the entire United States. And because of that, because we have so many international students on campus, you're not invisible here. Our professors look for international students. They're excited by your presence in our classes, and they'll often invite you to share your perspective from your country and your cultural background, which may be different from the perspective, or will be different from the perspective of other people in the class. So your presence here on our campus really enriches the experience for you and for all of us as well. So we're excited by your presence, and we really look forward to welcoming you here.
Sounds great, actually. Thank you very much again. It was very nice to welcome you here at the IEFT Talks webinars. And thank you for attending again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.